Welcome to my channel and welcome to my video on mind reading. It's very nice to imagine that we can read the mind of others. Is it possible to read the mind of others? Actually, it's not possible to read exactly the mind of the others. We can only imagine, we can only predict what the others are thinking. But there are people who are called mentalists. Mentalists have the skill of reading the minds of the others. But that also is a magic, that also is a superpower that can be learned by the others also. But that is not a scientific way of reading the mind. In this video, I'll tell you the scientific evidence to show that it is possible to read the mind of the others. There is a pair of scientists called Monti and Owen from Belgium. They conducted experiment on vegetative people who have been paralyzed for years. They studied these people and they developed a method of reading the mind by using a machine called FMRI, functional magnetic resonance imaging. This machine can record the movement of iron which is there in hemoglobin. By tracking the iron in the hemoglobin, they could map the brain activity. And this is what I am going to tell you in this video. Scientists all over the world for years together are pursuing one question, that is about the nature of thoughts and learning. And the question always remains unresolved, whether we can read somebody's mind or not. It will be so nice if we can read somebody's mind. There are some experimental evidences to show that it is possible to read others' mind. It is scientifically possible to read others' mind. There is another concept of reading mind. There is another way of reading mind that's called telepathy, where we have a number of people who are called mentalists. It's a skill. It's a skill. We have a number of people who are called mentalists. They are able to read others' mind, but that is some kind of a magic. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the scientific way of reading the mind. We have a machine called FMRI, functional magnetic resonance imaging. This machine called FMRI is able to record the activities of the mind. It is able to record the activities of the mind based on one simple fact that hemoglobin has got iron. And the magnets in FMRI is able to track these iron molecules which is there in hemoglobin. And based on this tracking of iron in hemoglobin, it can map the activities of the brain. There is one research documented in scientific literature done by Monti and his advisor Owen in Belgium. What they did is, these two people, Monti and Owen, have been studying people who are vegetative, who are almost dead, who are totally paralyzed, and they've come to know that these people are also active. These people can be made to talk. The reactions of these people who are said to be totally paralyzed, totally vegetative, are recorded on FMRI machine. Humans cannot actually read the minds of the others, but they can create mental model so as to effectively produce a hypothesis, so as to effectively come to a conclusion as to what this person is telling. Mind reading is the ability to discern the thoughts of the others without normal communication. And it is especially done by some superpower. It's not done by normal method. Now there is an evidence to say that Scientifically, it is possible to read the mind by using a machine. Whereas telepathy is a superpower. Reading someone's mind is actually a skill that can be learned by the others. There are a number of people who are practicing telepathy who are called mentalists. If a person is vegetative, who is totally paralyzed, imagining about walking around the house, there will be a spike of activity in his hippocampal gyrus, a finger-shaped area very deep in the temporal lobe. The activity is clear enough to say that there is some particular activity is happening in his mind. This is one simple indication. There are many indications the brain gives which is recorded by FMRI. Hemoglobin contains ions, but by tracking iron, the fMRI machine can build map of the brain activity. Picking out the signs of consciousness amid the swill seem nearly impossible. And by tracking iron in hemoglobin, fMRI machine can create the map of the brain activity. And that is what is the scientific way of understanding the brain activity, and that is what is the scientific method of reading the mind. Martin Monti and his advisor Adrian Owen in Belgium have been studying the vegetative people, people who are in the vegetative state, who are totally paralyzed. And they have found out that about 25% of these people who are totally paralyzed are actually awake, and their mental activity can be studied and can be recorded on fMRI machine. And that is what is a scientific method of reading the mind. We have a number of people who are called mentalists. We have Narpatraman, we have Nipin Nirawat, we have Max Maven, we have Richard Osterling. These are all famous mentalists. These people are able to read the mind of the others, but that is a magic, that is a superpower, that is a skill, but that is not a scientific method of reading the mind. And what is a scientific method of reading the mind? It is a method by using fMRI machine. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Please like, share and subscribe.